Well, hello and welcome back to Realistic Black Reborns with Victoria. Let's jump into what we're going to be using today. So basically we have our Exodus Thinning Oil, Eborns Powders, and we actually have her nail bed set. So in the set you get her moons, her nail tips, her nail beds, and you also get something called micro Q-tips, this brown wooden handle with the Q-tip material on top. And then you also get this black liner brush as well. And we're also going to be using another powder of hers called Creases. Then we're going to be using Reborn FX Spray Sealer for powders and pastels. This is the holy grail of making sure your powders stay on. And then we're going to be topping everything off with glazing medium from Exodus. We also have Christine Woolley's Silver Lining Art Dolls pen that we use in the heat set tutorial, and this sponge holder for this very small cosmetic wedge. You see my Viva paper towels, and then of course the arm for the hand that we're going to be working on today. I'll make sure to leave links for all of these items. So before you get started, you're actually going to make sure that you remove any paint residue from the painting process. And I'm going to leave it up in the cards, the first video that we did on the heat set version of this. And we'll go ahead and get started with our application. The Creases powder I am actually going to put over the entirety of the nail. And as you can see, it's not too pigmented, right? And that's quite all right with me for right now, because I just want a hint of that Creases color to just darken the nail bed for me. I'm going to go in again and really work my way towards the bottom, because I want to be sure that that darker color is really concentrated in that area. So if you can see that, it's definitely darker towards the cuticle area. That's what we're going for. Now what we're going to do is add some blood flow right underneath the tip of the nail this time around. All right, I'm just gonna keep working this color out. I really want it to be very seamless from the skin tone towards the nail bed. So trying to emulate as much blood flow as possible. So I'm just taking out that straight line and just working it into the fatty part of the top of the finger and along the side of the nail bed, just to define it a little bit more. So now what I'm gonna do, I'm not gonna dip this top into any thinning medium. I really just do that for the creases portion. So I'm gonna take the tip of this brush and put it into the powder, dip it into the powder, and drag it across the paper towel. Just really working that powder through, concentrating on the very edge of it. So now what I'm going to do is take one of these micro Q-tips and really thin out the tip of the nail. We're going to go ahead and take this brush and go into the thinning oil and like just spiral that in the paper towel, going into the top of the nail bed powder top. If you can see how the brush is, right? It is that way. So I'm not going to lay it flat. I'm going to lay it on its side and just create a line directly underneath the tip. All right, so line this again, not again, but line it. And we're we're gonna just do a little bit deeper line because of the simple fact this finger is bent onto the palm of the hand. So we need a little bit more blood flow than we did for the other nails. What I'm going to do now is just take this and pop it into the oven. Let it bake 265 for about 6 minutes or so. I mean, because it's not like heat set paint. So just 6 minutes so that powder can like really soak into the vinyl. So 265 for 6 minutes. We'll let it cool, then we'll come back with our varnish. So here are our fingernails after we have put them into the new wave for them to heat set. What we're going to do is just make sure that nothing is coming off and we're good to go. I'm going to take this Reborn FX. I used to use Coastal Scents for some of the things that I used to do whenever I first started. And I no longer really reach for those as often unless I need to. And I found that this sealer, in addition to baking, like curing this in the oven or waiting 24 hours for it to cure, with this combination of the spray sealer and a varnish, it really helped the longevity of the powder staying on, because we don't want it to crack, peel, or any of that whenever our baby is at home. So I'm just going to take this spray sealer and just saturate my wedge here. You can't really see it, but it comes out white. And I'm gonna dab this onto each nail. And this is an air dry agent, so you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to worry about baking it. So it's dried pretty much. I'm gonna check and make sure all the sheen is off of it. And if it is, then we're good to go ahead and start applying the varnish. Glazing medium on here and go over each nail bed. And whenever I'm done with this, we'll do a comparison from the heat set application and this powder application. And that way you can determine which one you like best. And of course, because this is a custom, I'm going to make sure they both look the exact same. So off camera, if I need to tweak anything, I will. But I just wanted you guys to have a good comparison on choosing whether or not to use heat set or powder. Or if you like me and you want to use them interchangeably, then you can do that. So now for our moment of truth, can you tell the difference? This would be the heat set application. You can see those nail tips there and how they look. And this would be the powder application. You can see those nail tips and how they look. So if we were to put them side by side, what would you choose? And if you are a member, you will have access to an extended version of this video with me piercing Maddie's ears, doing applied eyebrows, and a few more things as far as eye placement. So if you're a member, go ahead and jump on over to the other side. Everyone else, I thank you so much for being here, and I will see you guys in our very next upload. Take care, guys, and I'll see you soon. Bye.